Okay, we're ready to move on to the rose arbor, and I wanted to show you that too many full flowers isn't going to work out well. So I actually trimmed down some of the roses so they looked a little less open, and I just randomly cut off a few of the outside petals. Let me zoom in and show you what that looks like up a little bit closer. So I had smaller flowers to work with in some cases. Now I did use some full flowers. In fact, this one even has a leaves attached, but I found that some of the smaller ones, and this one, and especially this one, I cut this one almost into a bud size. So I'm going to start adding them to my arbor. I also cut several additional leaves from a piece of kind of a green mottled fabric that I had, and I cut mine freehand because I think they end up looking more natural, and I literally just went in and cut out leaf shapes. Everyone comes out a little bit different. Everyone comes out a little bit different color because of the fabric I used. And so that gives me then several nice leaf shapes to build my little 3-petal setup for my roses. As you can see by my messy workspace here, I've been busy building the rose arbor in my window area. I wanted to show you a couple of things that were going on. I've put the rose leaves on in little groups of 3 when I've added my own. Rose leaves normally grow in that kind of a pattern, and if your brain sees these little groups of 3 rose leaves with the roses, it kind of tricks it into thinking there's a real rose arbor going on out there. I also added a rose in behind the gloves. I hadn't fused those down yet. In fact, I haven't fused any of this down yet. It's just kind of stuck here until I'm sure I don't want to move this or I don't want to move that. And I'll fool around with this for a while. In fact, I've been playing with this for about an hour without the video camera on. So this kind of lets you know what to do with the rose arbor. One of the things I want you to notice, if you refer to the cover of the project, that there's really not very many roses on here. When you look at my piece, you're going to see the same thing. This is one of those cases where less is more definitely applies. Most of this beautiful rose bush is on the outside of this building, so we don't really want to see all that many roses inside. When you've got everything positioned just the way you want it, you need to move this piece to your ironing surface and fuse everything in place following the manufacturer's directions for the fusible you have chosen to use. I think we're ready to move on to putting some shading under the pots and the garden gloves.